Come on guys, let's check out my reptile room.
Welcome back to Northern Exotics, guys, a channel where we talk all things reptile and invertebrate. If that's something you're interested in, consider subscribing. In this video, we're going to do a full reptile room tour. We're going to show all my animals in one video.
A little bit of gold under pressure, you start to fold like a diamond from gold. Maybe you are something I cannot define.
Let's do this reptile room tour a little different to my others. Let's start with the invertebrates. Let's start over here on the invertebrate wall. We have got in these two tubs 48 different jewel beetle grubs. They're all growing perfectly at the moment. I've got to add some new leaf litter into there because they are eating it like champs. These two tubs, we've got our two Brachypalma alboplomas, I think that's what they're called. Two curly hair tarantulas. They're only juveniles at the minute. Let's run through them. There he is, deep inside his little hide. His hide's just a plant pot. It's a 1.5 litre rub. It's only a juvenile. He's about an inch big. He's our first ever tarantula. He's the one, I've done loads of research to find out what was the best species to start getting into tarantulas with. He was one of them. But guys, over there in these two tubs, there's a couple of different species of millipedes. The smaller variety of millipedes. You can't really see them too well, but that's them. Absolutely amazing. We've got some giant African millipedes, some rainbow millipedes. We have got some bumblebee millipedes as well. They're absolutely stunning. We love our millipedes here. They're a great little cleanup crew. They go into most of our bioactive facilities. We breed them up as well and we sell a few of the babies. Now if you remember from last month, in these two enclosures, we had two little baby Asian forest scorpions. Now they're not here no more. They were gifted to two little friends, Jennifer's tarantulas and Princess Sophie Pink. They both got one of the scorpions each. Now in this little enclosure, we have got our little culture of tropical orange isopods. Check them out, guys. Beautiful little enclosure with a bit of moss and dry rotten wood and stuff like that. Up here, that's another isopod species. That's a Porcellino, I think it's called Sevilias, something like that. Just a little breeding colony, a little project for us to do, so to speak. They're absolutely beautiful. But that's that rack finished now anyway. Let's move on. We'll go over to that top piece just there. That's our Vietnamese giant scorpions enclosure. Now we've not seen this dude for around about a week. He burrowed underneath his hide, underneath the substrate, and he's laying low underneath that back corner, underneath the substrate. I'm simply just assuming he's gone under there to molt. If he's not out in a week or two, we'll go digging and have a look and see what's wrong there. Doing absolutely amazing. We still need a name for this dude, so if you've got a name, stick it in the comment section below. To end our invertebrates, we have got Steve, the giant centipede. He's a Scolopendra black flame, absolutely amazing. He's been burrowed for 2 weeks. When he come out, he was twice the size. So I do imagine he's gone in there, molted, ate his molt. This is his enclosure basically, just a water dish, a couple of little hides. Over that back corner, that's got a little burrow for him and a lovely piece of drift bogwood, well I don't know what you call it. But he always loves to stay in that very back corner just there. Right next to him, as unsociable as ever, is Ben, our Pac-Man frog. Male ornate Pac-Man frog. He's as unsociable as ever. He loves just sitting there with his bum facing towards us. I will say though, I am getting a little concerned about Ben. He's 11 years old now and he's started to go off his food quite a bit. So I'm getting a bit concerned there. Stay tuned for that update, see how that one goes. And for this one guys, you will probably know this, but this is our mealworm farm. Quite a big elaborate scale because we breed the beetles up and sell the beetles to anybody who wants to kickstart their own mealworm breeding farm. There is best part of 1,000 babies that we've grown and they're all ready for feeders. We're going to breed a load of these up into beetles to sell them, and up here is a load of the beetles and the pupa that we've got all ready for sale. I'll stick a link in the description below if you want to look into them. But that's our mealworms. Over there, that's all of our stick insect babies that have started to hatch. And guys, down here is just a little rack with a few different bits and pieces in it. In here, they're burrowed at the minute. We've got our giant millipedes in here. We've got our two chocolate millipedes and a big Agilius in here. That's absolutely amazing. The cleanup crew is growing massively in here, so I might have to culture some of the cleanup crew out of here. But that's looking great. Next drawer down, we have got tropical grey woodlice colony. It's a massive colony. Again, these are closed off for sale at the minute because these are getting breeded up. The colony got a little reduced, so we added some new blood into there, and we're just waiting for it to all grow up, go through a few generations and see how that one goes. Then they'll be back up for sale. And down here is Mac, our male leopard gecko. He's got a bald tail, as he always has, but he's been an absolute stud this year, and he's mated with our females. Let's get him back in. He doesn't want to go back in. Really? Go on, mate, out of the way. Out of the way. Good lad. But that is Mac, our male breeder leopard gecko. Guys, down over here, we have got Charlie, our super pastel yellow belly raw python. We have got Million Donna, our 2 female leopard geckos. We've got a Max Snow and a Blazing Blizzard in there. They're breeders. They're in their breeding setup and they're laying eggs as we speak. And down the bottom in this one here is our lesser raw python. Let's take a look. There you go, guys. That is Charlie, our super pastel yellow belly raw python. As glorious as ever, recently out of a shed. He's currently being fed on large weaners. There he is, absolutely stunning creature. He can be a bit nippy, which is something I'm not particularly a fan of. As you can see, there's the shed that I've got to get out. He shed out last night. So here's enclosures on the top. Then we go down to the 2 breeder leopard geckos. There's Millie. She looks like she's about to get ready to go into shed. She's a bit opaque. And there's Donna, our Blazing Blizzard leopard gecko. And normally out of breeding season, these guys are in a bioactive enclosure. They're in breeding season. We took the substrate out. They've got their lay box over the back corner. They've got tons of hides in there, so they can get away if they need to. This is their breeding facility anyway. And just there is our ghost mantis. He's had a little bit of an upgrade into basically that. It's got a few more sticks, a bit more area to climb on, just because he's gone through another molt. And check out Diego. Poor guy's going through some shed at the minute. I do hate it when they do go through shed. But he's got a bit around his collar, a bit around his eye, and quite a bit on his forehead, still ready to come off, but he has shed loads recently. Now this is his enclosure. It's a 4-foot enclosure, total custom background, loads of ledges and rocky background. I totally made this all myself, and that's his enclosure. There is Diego, the bearded dragon. Guys, it's Hugo's enclosure. He's in a 6-foot enclosure, fully bioactive. It is early morning. He has just woke up, so he's a bit sluggish at the moment, but he is dead camera happy. He loves coming up to the camera. Check out that pretty face. I have recently upgraded this enclosure. If you want to see that video, I'll stick it in the cards above. As you can tell, it hasn't really gone very well. That plant's died off. I've tried to bring it back to life, and it is coming back to life slowly, but it's died virtually. And that's his enclosure. He's still got his burrow underneath this slab. What an absolutely amazing animal he is. He's basically the king of our collection, Hugo the Bosc monitor. And directly above Hugo is Popcorn. Again, Popcorn, 6-foot enclosure, 3-foot tall, 2.5 foot wide, deep. And there he is. As I said in the last video, he loves coiling up behind that statue. So normally I get him out to have a play, but he had a feed yesterday, so I don't really want to be getting him out messing him. But what a gorgeous animal he is. He's a coal sun-glowed boa constrictor, coming up to 4 years old, and he is absolutely perfect. We've also got Rosie, our Guyana reptile boa, the black beauty stick insects. We can't forget the stick insect army as well. This one's quite fascinating. Last year we bred flower beetles. We got a few big grubs, reared them up to beetles, bred the beetles, and then we got a load more grubs off them. Not too many, it was quite unsuccessful. I think we got 6. One of those grubs has grown up and pupated. That's about to come out. Check this out. So I don't know how well you can see that, but inside that little peephole that I've made, you can see the grub starting to form into a beetle. That should be out fairly soon. I'm well chuffed with that. But there is the pupa shell that we've got. How fascinating is that going to be when that comes out? So I've done this room tour a little differently, starting with the invertebrates rather than the snakes. If that sort of style is what you like, hit that thumbs up button, guys. There is Xena, the warrior boa. Now, for those who don't know the story with Xena, she was a total rescue. 3 layers of stuck eye caps on each eye, massively overweight. She was fed every 4 days on extra large rats. She's now back with us. She had a massive respiratory infection as well, which we've cleared the respiratory infection. We've got the stuck eye caps off, except for one eye. There's still problems with one eye. She's still in quarantine.
simply because her respiratory infection has come back. So again, she's back on antibiotic injections, and we're just taking it every single day as it comes now. Thanks for tuning in to my reptile room tour, guys. I know it was more than just reptiles, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up button and don't forget to hit that notification bell when you do subscribe. Peace out, guys.